All right, here we go. Welcome in to the Steelers Talk live show, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. Thank you to all the real ones that are here right at the top of the show. Really do appreciate you. I'm going to bring on my producer, co-host, friends, everything to do with this show here, Jeremy Chuggs.
Woo!
How are you doing, my friend?
Let's go!
Chuggs is fired up. Let's get this going, man.
Sperry, 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 Sperry.
You're pretty excited today, aren't you,
Let's
Chuggs?
go.
You're ready to talk some Steelers football
Let's
today,
go.
aren't you?
Damian Roy saying what's up. Daryl, Robert, Let's Go Sports. Steelers dad said he could not wait for today's show. Let's go.
Appreciate you, Steelers dad. All right, we got 40 people in the chat. Real ones tuning in for the beginning of today's show. Shout out your area code. We usually ask you guys where you guys are from. I want to guess where you guys are from. So Mark already gave it away here. 803 Columbia, South Carolina.
Ooh.
My brother lives in South Carolina, actually, so maybe we can say hi to him. Got 210. I have no idea where 210 is.
Oh, I think I know where that is.
Where is 210?
I think that's San Antonio.
Is that San Antonio?
That's San Antonio.
We got Sean Brown from 216.
216.
President Ninny, 419, near the Clowns, man. Represent Steeler Nation.
Oh, yeah.
In Ohio. Love it.
216 Cleveland.
260, Caleb Ebel. We got Robert Miller saying the Bengals getting way too cocky, by the way. I agree, man. It's time someone knocked them off their pedals.
Cassie from the 214. What's up?
Let's go. What's up, Gabe?
What's up?
We got Thomas. He goes, hey, Jack, we need an inside linebacker to cover. That's the last piece. I have no idea where 32905 is.
It's the last piece of the Exodia.
Yeah, the last piece of the Exodia. And then we have oh, that's an old school Yu-Gi-Oh reference, man. I love that.
Oh, love to pull it out. Damian Roy, my guy in the Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. Baby. Give me some of them crab cakes. Yum, 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 yum.
Daryl, what's up, my man? Daryl Oglesby coming in here, 21136.
That's actually a zip code.
Yeah, I'm talking area code. So like the three numbers at the beginning of a phone number, guys. I'm not talking zips here.
8675309.
Dominic is in here saying, what up? What's up, Dominic? Damian Roy.
Ooh, I make a mean crab cake.
Oh, crab cake. Do you like crab cakes, Chuggs?
I love crab cakes.
I can't have shellfish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it upsets the old tummy.
You don't have to be selfish to eat crabs.
Good. That's a good one, man. We got 336 from Bobby the Trader. What's 336?
Let's see.
Yeah, look it up. Where are you from, Bobby?
336. Coming to us from North Central and Northwestern North Carolina.
Dominic says he's not a big fan of crab cakes. I'm with you, Dominic. I'm not a big fan of crab cakes myself, personally.
Let's go. Hey, we asked you where you're from. Now we want to ask you on some Steelers knowledge. Who should the Steelers sign to fill the last roster spot?
Let's dive into this. All right, so for those of you that don't know, the Steelers have one more spot to fill on their 90-man roster before the start of training camp. As we go through OTAs, the Steelers are going through OTAs right now. I think, I would love to see Omar put a nice cherry on top of this awesome offseason that he's had by having one more splash signing, one more breaking news video here on the channel would be really, really nice. But I guess we'll see. Like, I feel like it's a little late at this point to be signing players from your rookie mini camp. Like, they've already brought in a couple guys that they had as tryouts already.
Yeah.
And I feel like a couple weeks past that now, it's a little late to be like, hey, man, you want to come join us now? It's like, you kind of already know which players you want to be on your final roster.
We might be talking about D-Hop later in the show.
In fact, we are definitely talking about D-Hop on today's show.
Later in today's show. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a good one.
I would lose my mind. By the way, if the Steelers sign DeAndre Hopkins, we are going live, all right? So make sure you are subscribed and turn on your notifications because if that bombshell drops, we are going to have a party here on Steelers Talk.
You will not want to miss it.
No, you will not because DeAndre Hopkins, getting that guy, I mean, the Steelers, according to Over the Cap right now, they have over $15 million to spend in free agency for 2023.
Hopkins, Pickens,
Deontay Johnson. Oh my gosh. Now you want to talk about the last piece of the Exodia? That might be the last piece to complete. I mean, that would make the Steelers wide receiver room top 3 in the National Football League. Would it not? Would it not? I mean, Deontay Johnson, one of the best route runners in the league in the slot. George Pickens, one of the best 50-50 ball receivers and an upcoming star, in my opinion. And you get DeAndre Hopkins as your number 1 guy for Kenny Pickett. Oh, my gosh, man.
And then not even to mention you have a revamped offensive line with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Darnell Washington and
if
Pat
Matt Canada
Freiermuth
can't make that work, he needs to be sent to a mental hospital, man.
mama.
He needs to get some help.
I look fly. I look good. Touch my swag. Wish you could.
You feeling yourself today, Chuck? I love it. All right, man. I saw Isaiah Simmons in there as well. I think that's maybe a more pragmatic option because DeAndre Hopkins, like the Steelers wide receiver room is already pretty good as is right now.
Yeah.
You don't need DeAndre Hopkins, but you could really use another inside linebacker and a chess piece like Isaiah Simmons that's that fast and that versatile, can play in the slot even as a slot cornerback. Like he can do a lot of stuff on defense. Mike Tomlin might really like that, and it's only probably going to cost you a 7th rounder to go trade for him. I think that's probably the most likely option in terms of a trade. And although I would love to have DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, I guess I'm just really excited to see what Omar Khan is going to do here. All right, so we got a nice little super chat menu for you guys today, a $5 super chat. We got the terrible towel here. We're going to be doing a Here We Go Steelers chant for you. And then we got a wheel today. For $10, we will spin the wheel, and we got a bunch of different stuff that Chugs and I would do. We got a tortilla slap on there. We've even got like these Bean Boozled jelly beans where if I think there's one spot on there, or if it lands on there, I have to eat a terrible jelly bean. So that might be something you want to see. I don't know. But we got a bunch of stuff on there. We got Chug Shot on there. Bunch of different stuff on there, so it's going to be a fun day. All right, let's get this party started. Just $10 to spin the wheel, and if you spend $100 total on today's stream, you get to join the Steelers Talk Gold Club for life. It's a lifetime membership. You only have to do it once. Okay, and
what is the Steelers Talk Gold Club?
So pretty much what you get with Steelers Talk Gold Club, you get a nice little super chat sticker. Every time you super chat, you're going to have an awesome sticker along with your comment here on the show to let people know you are part of Steelers Talk Gold Club. You're also going to get a follow back from me on Twitter or Instagram or all of your social media. I'll give you a follow. And then also you get 3 free raffle tickets for every single raffle that we have here on Steelers Talk. And there is currently potentially a Joey Porter Jr. jersey raffle in the mix here coming up. We still have to get it approved, so no promises. But hey, if we can get a couple more members into the Steelers Talk Gold Club, we might be able to convince our bosses to get that raffle.
It'll make it a little bit easier.
We'll make it a little bit easier. All right. So what will be the Steelers' record within the division for this season? So you got the Bengals, you got the Ravens, and you got the Clowns.
6 games. What do you think they're going? 3-3, 4-2, 5-1, 6-0?
They usually do pretty good against the Ravens. So I want to say they'll for sure split against the Ravens.
This year's going to be hard. I'm going 3-3. I'm saying you split.
I think that's a very safe bet.
Yeah.
You know, because like in this division in the AFC North, the games are super tough. They're super physical. You just never really know. Like the Browns, it really does depend on Deshaun Watson. If he stinks, then the Steelers are sweeping them.
If he stinks, I'm going 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, if Deshaun Watson's good this year and we get the 2020 version of Deshaun Watson with that roster, the Browns are going to be really freaking good this next year. I'm just going to be honest. And then same thing with the Ravens. Like if Lamar Jackson and those new weapons really start to mesh together, they could be really good. And then we know how dangerous Joe Burrow and the Bengals can be. I mean, what, 2 or 3 straight AFC championships at this point?
Kansas City Chiefs legend Tony Gonzalez just said in the chat they will sweep the division.
I mean, dude, if they go 6-0 against this gauntlet of a division, that would be – the Steelers might be winning the Super Bowl.
Mark says 4-2. Chris says 4-2. Dominic says 4-2 or 5-1. Bobby the Trader says 4-2. John says 4-2. Alex and Jessica Cooper say 4-2. Rex 4-2. Caleb 4-2. Gary says 5-1. Damian says 4-2. I mean,
I see John in there saying Jackson has issues versus Pittsburgh, and he's absolutely right about that. He has not just from a purely statistical perspective, he has not played well against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So I really like the chances of potentially sweeping the Ravens, even with Lamar Jackson being pretty good. I think the Steelers defense might be the best it's been in years, and that's saying something. And I think that if you can sweep Baltimore and then you can split with the Bengals, and then it's just down to the Browns. Like, will Deshaun Watson be any good? And if he stinks, you can maybe sweep the Browns, sweep the Ravens, split against the Bengals, and you end up 5-1. That's the best case scenario, in my opinion. I don't think they get a straight-up sweep. Like, I think that's a little bit of wishful thinking. But, if Deshaun Watson stinks this year, they could definitely sweep. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson just hasn't played well against the Steelers. Absolutely could be a sweep there. Split against the Bengals.
Normally, we ask you, hey, like the video and we'll start it. Well, first of all, we still want you to like the video.
Yes, we do.
There's only 22 likes, 84 people watching. Smash the like button. But first, we want to kind of, get this show off and rolling. And our boss kind of challenged us. They said, Jeremy, Jack, nobody shares your live videos. And we kind of took offense to that.
We need to fix that right now. We need to expand this out a little bit, guys. So here's what I'll do here. If you share today's video, and by the way, the way that you share is you click the share button, you select the Twitter icon, you click post to Twitter, and then you tag me at Jack_Sperry, and I'll give you guys a shout out. Plus, I'm going to say this right now, the first 5 people to do this, I will give a follow back on Twitter. Okay, so that's the thing right now. Hey, do it quickly now.
Our boss has said we can't even start the video today unless we get 2 shares on the video.
So get that going right now. Click the share button. Post that to your Twitter. Tag me at Jack_Sperry so I know that you're doing that. I'm checking my Twitter right now. And if we get 2, we'll start today's show. So get those shares done. But first, we got some great stuff coming up.
I'm telling you, you're going to want to share the video because this show is as loaded as a newborn baby's diaper.
All right, man. We got some Steelers OTA news. Gonna be talking a little bit about Kwon Alexander today. What's up with him? He had a visit to Pittsburgh, hasn't signed yet. What's up? What's the deal with him? Then also I'm going to be doing some post-June 1st free agency targets for the Pittsburgh Steelers because we know June 1st, it's a big date in the Steelers, or in the NFL offseason, I should say. Teams can get more cap space by cutting players after June 1st, so I'm going to be naming some players here later on. Then, of course, I'm going to be answering your questions on the Pittsburgh Steelers, on the Steelers Live Mailbag. We do it every single week. If you want to get a question on today's show, make sure you use hashtag Steelers along with your questions in the chat or super chat. And if you super chat along with your question, your question will go up first on today's mailbag. So hashtag Steelers or super chat. Really do appreciate everybody that supports the channel.
Real ones.
Real ones. All right. Has anybody shared the video yet? Let's see.
Let's see.
I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not seeing anybody so far.
A couple people said they have shared the video.
Have shared the actual.
Yes, maybe they didn't tag you, but there have been a couple people saying that they have shared the video.
All right, well, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
All righty.
All right, man. We're going to get into this first segment here. I'm going to be breaking down the latest news and rumors around Steelers OTAs.
All right. Let's get it going. And, hey, still only 35 likes. Can we bump that up?
Come on now. That's rookie numbers in this racket. We got 78 people watching, 35 likes. Help out the channel here. Free and easy way to help out the channel by clicking that thumbs up icon.
Christopher Dome's an absolute real one. He said he just shared it.
All right, let me check my tool. Maybe it's not giving me the notification. Let me see. Oh, here they are. Let's go. All right, so Cassie did it too.
Nice.
All right, I'm giving all of you guys a retweet. Thank you guys so much. All right, we got plenty of people now.
Let's do it.
Let's get this thing rolling with some Steelers news and rumors. Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and today I'm going to be breaking down the latest news and rumors surrounding Week 2 of Steelers OTAs. Of course, those organized team activities are going on in Pittsburgh right now. Who's doing well? Who is struggling? I'm going to let you know here in just a second. But first, I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. Last Friday, I challenged you guys to get above the the Browns report, because we were trailing them in a sub battle last week. And let me tell you guys, we did a great job and we overtook those brownies, those clowns. We ended up winning last week's sub battle in the division, which is absolutely fantastic. But now we're upping the ante here. It's May 31st, the last day of the month. And right now, we're just trailing the Browns by a couple of subscribers for the most subscribers added this month. Let's win the month of May right now. Get another W in the win column for Steelers Talk. We're only 9 subscribers away. If you want comprehensive Steelers content here on YouTube, 100% free all year round, click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you always know when we put out our free videos here on YouTube. So first up here, I want to talk a little bit about Kwon Alexander, the inside linebacker formerly with the New York Jets, who came in for a visit a couple of weeks ago, but hasn't signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a lot of Steelers fans are asking, what gives? This guy came in. Usually when the Steelers bring in somebody, they end up inking a deal. So what is up with Kwon Alexander? Is he signing? Is he not going to be signing? Is he completely done potentially signing with the Steelers? And here's the thing. I think that Kwon Alexander is looking at his options right now. He's kind of waiting for somebody to get hurt, all these different things that these veterans are looking to do. But Terrence Garvin, a former Steelers player, had this to say about the Kwon Alexander situation. I think Kwon thinks he's like a $5 million guy. He might wait and think, let me see what I can do. It's different when you've been a paid guy and now people tell you to come compete. I think it's humbling. Kwon plays outside his body like Kwon plays like he's 290 pounds. He's super physical. He plays super hard and fast. He's a really good player, just he's physically not 100%, like his body wears down from how hard he plays. Continues to say, I think Kwon is doing good business work, though. Like that's a good business model. Every time somebody gets hurt, somebody in training camp, preseason, going to go down, you just got to be ready. And I think he'll come in there, walk in, and play. So my best guess on the Kwon Alexander situation is that the Pittsburgh Steelers said, hey, you're going to have to come in here and compete. We're not going to guarantee you a starting spot here on this roster. We like what we have. We like Cole Holcomb. We like Elandon Roberts. We like Mark Robinson. You're going to have to compete with those guys, and we're not going to give you anything. And he's kind of sitting back, and he's saying, I might just wait a little bit to see if someone gets injured, and then, if there's not a better situation, then I'll sign with you guys. I think that's probably my best guess with the Kwon Alexander situation. Another possibility is that he failed his physical when he came in for his visit, and the Steelers decided not to sign him. That's another possibility, but I just think that Alexander might be resting on his laurels a little bit here and looking for another opportunity, and it's absolutely still possible that Alexander comes and signs with the Pittsburgh Steelers. If he is waiting for that opportunity and it just doesn't come and he wants to sign with the team, it seems like Pittsburgh is definitely interested to bring him in and add him into the fold along with Holcomb, Roberts, and Robinson. Definitely going to be an interesting situation to see if Kwon Alexander is added to the roster in recent days. So will the Pittsburgh Steelers add another inside linebacker before the start of next season? Let me know in the comments section. Type Y if you think they're going to add another linebacker, or if you don't, type N for no in the comment section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break here, YouTube's going to throw an ad break your way. It's okay. It's just the way the platform works. Take advantage of that time by answering today's question with a Y or an N. So now I'm going to be breaking down Bleacher Report, who came out with these different stat projections for all 32 starting quarterbacks in the National Football League, including, of course, Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett. So here are their projections for 2023 for the sophomore QB. 65% completion percentage, not bad. Just over 3,600 passing yards, 22 touchdown passes, and 12 interceptions. I will also add that they had 4 rushing touchdowns for Kenny Pickett this year as well, so factor that in as you will. This article is written by Alex K. of Bleacher Report. This is what they had to say. The Pittsburgh Steelers were the only team to select a quarterback in the first 2 rounds of the 2022 draft, but they seem to have found a gem in Kenny Pickett. Continues to say Pickett has already proved he can be a quality game manager at worst, but he has the potential to take a massive leap in his sophomore season. Finishes off here by saying, with a full offseason to prepare as the locked-in quarterback one, a reinforced offensive line, and a solid crop of pass catchers surrounding him, this 24-year-old could be one of the league's breakout stars in 2023. So personally, I don't really see 22 touchdowns and 12 interceptions as like a breakout star kind of stat line. 65 completion percentage is about right. I think that's pretty darn good. And I really do think that this is a pretty decent stat line. I'm going to tell you why I think this is a good stat line for Kenny Pickett in 2023 in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor at BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet to get a 125% deposit bonus when you use promo code Steelers125. Here's the deal, guys. NBA Finals is finally here. It's going to be the Nuggets versus the Heat. You can place a bunch of different bets on the NBA Finals. I know I'm going to be doing that. I love sports betting pretty much more than anybody else here in the office. So go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Steelers125 to get that 125% deposit bonus. What that means is if you put in like $100, say, you get $125 additional dollars to use on your bet. So it's really a great deal to use on the NBA Finals, guys. Go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Steelers125 to get that 125% deposit bonus. So personally, I think that this would be a good stat line for Kenny Pickett in 2023. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's probably going to get like 30 touchdowns and like less than 10 interceptions, something like that. He's going to be a superstar this year. I don't have that high of an expectation for Pickett personally. I just want him to be a good quarterback that delivers in those clutch moments, and he's already proven that he can do that. I don't think he needs to be the hero here. All right, I think it's going to be an elite defense with TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Patrick Peterson, and the like. I think it's going to be one of the best Steelers defenses we've seen in a long time, and you're going to have a pretty solid run game, I think, with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren leading the way behind that revamped offensive line, and you got some really great weapons. So if you're Kenny Pickett, you don't have to be Patrick Mahomes. You don't have to be Joe Burrow. You don't have to be Aaron Rodgers. You just have to be Kenny Pickett, manage the game properly, and deliver in those big moments against those tough teams. I think Pickett has shown that he can do that. I'm looking forward to the progressions he's going to make in his sophomore season, and I think he's going to have a very successful 2023 campaign and solidify himself as the franchise quarterback of your Pittsburgh Steelers. So let me know in the comments section, will Kenny Pickett be over or under 21.5 touchdown passes for the 2023 season? Type O if you think he's going to be over that number, or if you think he's going to be under that number and kind of disappoint some people this season, type U down there in the comment section. So now let's finish up here with some of the latest news coming out of Pittsburgh, where the Steelers are currently in organized team activities, otherwise known as OTAs, and there are some things that you might want to know. Number one is that Mark Robinson, sophomore inside linebacker, has really been turning heads. Yesterday's practice, he picked off Kenny Pickett with this incredible leaping catch that he took to the house for 6. This guy has really been turning heads throughout OTAs. He's really been impressing, and that's really great to hear because he's one of those guys that the Steelers drafted back in 2022, hoping he would develop the mental side of the game, the schematic part of his game where he could really develop in pass defense, and it seems like he's really doing that, and right now he's got to beat out Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts, 2 veterans that have done it in this league for a long time, but it seems like Mark is really starting to incorporate the positive elements of his game here in year 2, and it seems like he's going to be a serious challenger to be a starter week 1 versus the 49ers there at Acrisure Stadium. So here's what I'll say. I'm not going to guarantee he's going to be a starter this year because Holcomb and Roberts are both good players, but don't be surprised if Mark Robinson does enough during camp to earn himself a starting position. I think that he's really athletic. I think he's a thumper. He's a little bit undersized, which maybe you don't want to see that, but I think he's a really darn good football player. I think he's going to be a much improved pass defender this year in zone coverage. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do in his second year. Then the other story we have today is that former Steelers cornerback Arthur Maulet has slammed the Pittsburgh Steelers and their front office on social media, making some pretty outlandish claims, if you ask me. This is what he had to say. Being too loyal will leave you a sour taste in your mouth with this game. You got to get what you can get out of these MFers because they don't have no loyalty in this business. Arthur continues to say here, my work always speaks for itself. My grind always speaks for itself. They pay who they want to pay and slave who they want to slave. And man, I just think that Mullet's being a giant baby here, if you're asking me. Mullet is somebody that understands the nature of this business. If you do not perform in the National Football League, there is no guarantees. Nobody owes you anything, okay? And plain and simply, Arthur did not have a good season last year. Plain and simply, in coverage, he was terrible. He got bodied up against bigger slot receivers time and time again. Opposing offenses would target him so much. The only thing that Mullet actually does pretty well in his game, in my opinion, is blitzing, and that's not even that's just not something that I want in a nickel cornerback. Like, I do want that, but I want coverage. I want protection. I want that stuff first before the blitzing element, and that's all he had. He did not have the coverage element to his game whatsoever, and there's no guarantees, man. If you don't play well enough, the team doesn't need to give you an additional contract. They don't need to give you a starting spot. They can do what they want for the betterment of the team. And if you're just coming out here saying, oh, man, comparing it to slavery, I mean, good Lord, man. Can you talk about a poor take? Arthur Mullet is being a big baby, man, and I just think that he's being completely facetious here. Do you think Mullet has a legitimate argument? Let me know what you guys think about Mullet's claims about the Pittsburgh Steelers front office. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, what your reaction is to these comments made by Mullet. That's going to be it for today's show, guys. I really appreciate everybody, all the real ones that made it to the end of today's show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. We're going to be having some great stuff coming out later this week. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. Click that subscribe button. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace. All right.
Oh, fired up, Sperry.
I was fired up with what Mullet said, man. Like, he said some ridiculous stuff. Like, first of all, he was like, oh, yeah. Like, oh, I worked so hard. It's like everybody works hard in the National Football League. This is a results-based business. And you're coming out here saying these guys treated me wrong because I worked hard? No, I'm sorry. That's just not an okay argument.
I actually heard Chandon Sullivan doesn't work hard.
Yeah, Chandon Sullivan, he doesn't work hard. You know, Mark Robinson definitely doesn't work hard. Kenny Pickett, he's like the laziest person I know.
I heard he was playing Madden today.
Yeah, he's like Kyler Murray, just doesn't care about his teammates, playing Call of Duty. Here's the thing, man. Everybody in the National Football League is both talented and work hard. Some people work harder than others, sure, but at the end of the day, it's a results-based business. And last year, Mullet was not good. He just wasn't. All right, everybody acknowledged that the Steelers needed to replace him this year, except for Mullet, who thought that he deserved just a guaranteed starting job because he worked hard. I mean, what a freaking baby. I mean, tell me about it. I mean, this guy compared his situation to slavery. I mean, oh my goodness, dude. Like, comparing that situation to slavery is one of the worst comparisons I've ever heard.
Hot take. Hot take to say the least.
Very cold take, actually. Freezing cold. Negative 50.
Cold takes exposed.
Good Lord, man. That one's right up there with Colin Kaepernick comparing the combine to slavery. Like, it's just usually just rule of thumb, comparing stuff to slavery. Not a good choice, man. It's just not.
Oh my God. All right, let me know in the chat right now. Do the Steelers need help at inside linebacker? We were just talking about Mark Robinson. He's been showing out at OTAs. They signed a Landon Roberts. They signed Cole Holcomb.
Yep.
Sounds like Mike Tomlin likes what he has in the inside linebacker room. What do you think?
I wouldn't blame him. You know, I wouldn't blame. The only reason why I would say inside linebacker might be a good move to add another piece is because it's so shallow. Okay, you got three guys that you feel pretty good about right now, but after that, like Tanner Muse, you know, like there's nobody in the back end there where I'm like I trust them to play in a game.
Yeah.
You know, and having that fourth guy in there, that would help a lot in my opinion. Like right now, in my opinion, if you needed, like say Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts were out, I wouldn't be comfortable putting Tanner Muse at linebacker. I'd be more comfortable putting Keanu Neal, who's a safety, at linebacker.
He did play linebacker a little bit for the Cowboys whenever he was there.
Yes, he did. He did, but he was not good. He was not good there. So I don't know, man. I think that having that fourth guy in there would be really nice, especially if it's like a versatile chess piece like an Isaiah Simmons. That'd be really, really interesting to me. I would love to get a little bit more depth here. They have one more spot to fill. Might as well add another inside linebacker.
Would you trade a second-round pick for Isaiah Simmons?
No.
A third?
No. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He's underperformed. He's a big name. but I'm not giving anything more than a 7th-round pick.
A 7th?
And, like, if you look at the guys that go for, like, if you look at the production of Isaiah Simmons with the lower positional value of inside linebacker, all this different stuff, and the fact that he only has 1 year left on his deal, so he might be a free agent next year anyway, 7th rounder is what his value is. That's just the plain, cold truth. Like 3rd round pick? No way.
You're not getting Isaiah
and if
Simmons
the Cardinals
for a
are
7th.
like, all right, we need a 6th rounder, I might consider giving the 6th rounder. But like anything more than that, I'm passing on it. It'd be a nice piece to have, but you certainly are not in a position if you're the Steelers where you need Isaiah Simmons.
You know what we're not passing on?
The mailbag.
The Steelers mailbag.
That's right. It's coming up here. Make sure you get your questions in. Use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get on this week's show.
I do have to say, we need some more questions. I don't have enough.
Get those questions in there. And a $10 Super Chat, we'll spin the wheel for you. We got the Wheel of Death today.
Yeah.
So you want to show that to all the people that are just tuning in? We got the wheel today for a $10 Super Chat. So get your question on the show first up, and then we got a wheel of stuff where we got karaoke, we got shots on there, we got these Bean Boozled jelly beans where if it lands on one of them, we're gonna be eating a nasty jelly bean. So a $10 Super Chat, if you want us to spin the wheel, we'll do that for you guys. Really do appreciate all of the support.
I'm really hoping it lands on you to get the jelly bean and not me.
We were talking about before the show that I do not have good experiences.
What are the bad flavors on there?
So the bad flavors are grass, rotten egg, sausage, soap, vomit, earwax, earthworm, dirt, candy floss, and booger. And black pepper.
Ew.
Yeah. So don't want to eat one of those, but hey, man, if you guys put in a $10 Super Chat, lands on the wheel, I'll end up doing it. Earthworm is the worst, says Steel City Blue.
I think vomit might be the worst.
I really think vomit is the worst. Like, how could you get worse than vomit? Like, it's literally, I don't know, man. It's bad. All right, get those questions in here. We're getting a couple more in, which is good.
Let's do it. All right.
We got enough here?
I believe so. Keep on getting your questions in using hashtag Steelers. Steel City Blue said try and let us know. Hey, we got to spin the wheel, and if it lands on
Hey, man, $10 Super Chat, we'll spin it. I think it's like, what, a 2 in 8 chance if it lands on either me or you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you got a 1 in 4 shot of a jelly bean if you send in $10. All right, if you send in a 50, we'll do one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you send in a 50, we'll do one. Okay, that's the deal. All right, guys, we got enough questions here, Chugsy?
I believe so. Keep on sending in those questions using hashtag Steelers, and we're going to get to this cut. You ready to go, Sperry?
Yeah, man. All right. Can't wait to see what kind of questions you got for me here. Let's get into the Steelers Talk Live mailbag right now. Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and I am answering your questions today on the Steelers Talk Live show. And if it's not Wednesday, that means you're watching this and it's not the live show. But that's okay, because if you want to get a question on the show, you still can by sending in a Super Thanks. So Super Thanks is a brand new feature here on YouTube that allows you to donate outside of live video. So click the thanks icon. It's that heart with the money sign right there, and send in any amount that you want, and along with your question, we'll make sure to get your question on next week's show. Really do appreciate all of the support. And if you give us a super thanks, we will give you a shout out no matter what on the next Steelers Talk Live show. So now we got Chris Mannerful here saying, are they Super Bowl contenders in the next 3 years? I surely hope so, Chris. I mean, I can't make any guarantees. The NFL is not a good business to be making guarantees with. But hey, man, Kenny Pickett, if he develops nicely here, and this defense is as good as I think it's going to be in 2023, and the reports out of camp are that Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren are lighting it up, and if that continues, I am super excited to see what this Steelers team can do. It really does depend on Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett, at least for the time being. If those two don't work out, you're probably going to have to get another quarterback, and it's going to be back to square one in terms of the quarterback position. So I'm looking at that, and I'm saying, hey, let's get this done. Kenny Pickett, Matt Canada, let's figure this out and let's go win a Super Bowl. All right, now we got Daryl Oglesby with a $10 super chat. My man Daryl coming in here saying pair, and he sent in a pair character. So he's got like this little sticker. You guys can't say that. And he says, thank you. Thank you, Daryl, man. You are the best, Daryl. Okay, sounds good. So we got Brian Love coming in with a $10 super chat. Put the Steelers Talk Gold Club sticker on him. Please, Jeremy. He is a Steelers Talk Gold Club member. Put some respect on his name. And Brian asks, I think because Jaylen Warren put on 10 to 15 pounds since last season is the reason they didn't look for another power running back. He's already in the house. What do you think? It's definitely possible, man. Like, Jaylen Warren is somebody that I'm really excited to see this year. Apparently, his agility is off the charts despite adding 10 to 15 pounds. I think that he's going to be an awesome running back in this league, a great number 2 option alongside Najee Harris in the Steelers' run game. I think it's going to be straight up nasty this year, and I cannot wait to see what this Steelers' run game looks like. Personally, I think it's going to be the identity of this team moving forward. That run game, the bruising run game, mixed with the awesome elite defense, which is what I think it's going to be in 2023. I'm really excited about the Steelers in 2023, my man. I'm really excited to get things going with Brian Love. We got another one here from Derek Chance, who says, which player would you be targeting to fill the final roster spot? Personally, I would probably be targeting DeAndre Hopkins, maybe, but more realistically, I'm thinking Isaiah Simmons for a late-round pick. Right now, the projections are the Steelers might be interested in a guy like Isaiah Simmons, an inside linebacker, a versatile chess piece for Mike Tomlin to use on defense. He loves those versatile chess pieces to disguise coverages, kind of confuse opposing offenses. That's why he loves Minkah Fitzpatrick. That's why he loves Patrick Peterson, who's going to be playing more of a nickel star role this year. I think that adding another chess piece like that in Isaiah Simmons would be awesome. Not willing to give up more than a 6th-round pick for him. So, if the Cardinals want more than that, whatever. But that's who I would go target if I were the Steelers. So name a free agent you want the Steelers to sign. Is it maybe Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, DeAndre Hopkins? Let me know what your name is down in the comment section. Give me a name of a free agent you want the Steelers to sign, and this will be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break here, do me a favor, find that pinned comment at the top of the comment section and answer today's question. So now we got a question from DJ KJ here saying, how long do you give Matt Canada to prove himself before you cut him? Well, it kind of depends. Like, if the Steelers get out to an 0-4 start or something ridiculous like that, you gotta let him go and try to find somebody else that can get something going on offense. Because if Matt Canada can't make this work with the revamped offensive line, with Kenny Pickett in his second year, with a good bunch of weapons at his disposal, he's not an NFL offensive coordinator, point blank, period. So it kind of depends on how the beginning of the season goes. If it's a rocky start, I might be cutting him loose. But plain simply, if the Steelers don't make the playoffs, period, in 2023, I am firing Matt Canada, his contract expires this year, so I just wouldn't be renewing his contract. But plain and simply, he is not the Steelers offensive coordinator in 2024 if the Steelers do not make the playoffs. Then we got a question from Nothing, my favorite guy here, Nothing with the black screen. It says, do you think the Steelers will make it out of the wild card? The AFC is absolutely loaded. The playoffs are a fickle woman. There's all these different variables. Luck is heavily involved as well. I surely hope that they can. It's really going to depend, like I say, on Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett. Can they figure it out? Because if they can, you got the elite defense and the solid run game that can really solidify this team as a really, really big threat in the AFC. But there are a lot of really good teams in this conference and in the AFC North Division. So a bad offensive coordinator and a bad quarterback could definitely be enough to put the Steelers in the cellar if both of them are that bad. So now we got Thomas here saying, what inside linebacker are out there for us? So Isaiah Simmons is available for trade, apparently. The Cardinals seem to be just doing a complete fire sale. Right now, we got Kwon Alexander in NFL free agency, which is a pretty decent choice. They had him in for a visit a couple weeks ago, good in coverage. And then Rashaan Evans, somebody that the Steelers are really high on back at, I believe it was a 2019 draft. I think that I might be wrong on that, but Evans was somebody the Steelers were really high on, were willing to take him in the first round of the year that he came out. And he's somebody that has the athleticism that Mike Tomlin loves in his inside linebacker. So those three guys, keep an eye on those guys. Maybe watch out for Patrick Queen as well, but I doubt the Ravens trade him within division. I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see which inside linebacker the Steelers might be willing to bring in. All right, if you are looking forward to the future of the Steelers defense, you're probably looking forward to Joey Porter Jr. anchoring the secondary, and you can get his brand new, officially licensed number 24 Steelers jersey on the Chat Sports website. We just got a couple more left on the website right now. Go to chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get your jersey today. Personally, I think Joey Porter Jr. is going to be that lockdown number one guy in this defense for years to come. If you agree with me and you think Joey Porter Jr. is going to be awesome in black and gold, go to chatsports.com/Joey Porter Jr. to get your jersey today. Then we got a question from Tony Gonzalez here. He says, do you think the O-line can consolidate before the regular season? If they do, AFC Championship this year. Man, Tony, AFC Championship would be delightful. I'd be interested to see who you think they would lose to in the AFC Championship. But, man, I do think the offensive line is going to be pretty darn good this year. You're bringing back a lot of pieces, okay? You still got Chukwuma Okorafor, you still got James Daniels, and you still have Mason Cole as your presumptive starters. Now, that left side, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to with assuming Broderick Jones plays left tackle. It's going to be a rookie alongside a new free agent veteran there in Isaac Seumalo. I think both of those guys are massively talented players, so I think they can consolidate in time here and kind of build that chemistry, especially as the season moves on. I'm very excited for this new offensive line. I think that the offensive line struggles in Pittsburgh could be over after this season. So now we got a question from Walter Thomas here saying, who will play more as the nickel cornerback this year, Patrick Peterson or Chandon Sullivan? So I think initially, especially if Joey Porter Jr. isn't playing early on, it's going to be Chandon Sullivan because you need Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace on the outside if you're not planning on playing Joey Porter Jr. right away. But I think especially as the season goes on and Joey Porter Jr., they get more comfortable playing him in games and all this different stuff and injuries happen, I think Patrick Peterson is going to morph into more of like a nickel star role that you see with like Jalen Ramsey in the Rams defense or Brian Branch in the Alabama defense. Somebody that's kind of a roamer from the nickel spot to just kind of just go F stuff up. And I think that Patrick Peterson, although he hasn't played that kind of role in his career, he's been solely an outside cornerback throughout his entire playing career. I think he's got the instincts to play that nickel star safety hybrid type of role that Mike Tomlin would have him do. He's been talking all offseason about Tomlin wants to move him all over the defense. I think that's very exciting. And with Joey Porter Jr. waiting in the wings and Levi Wallace being a very, very solid number 2 cornerback, I think you can have Porter and Wallace on the outside and Peterson as your nickel. But Chandon Sullivan, very good blitzer. Maybe not the best in coverage, but he is a pretty decent slot cornerback if you ask me. So let me know, pick a nickel cornerback. Who is your nickel? Let me know in the comments section by typing PP for Patrick Peterson or CS for Chandon Sullivan. So now we got a question from Caleb Ebel here saying, what are the odds we sign D-Hop? If you want me to give you maybe less than 5%, okay? I think that they really like DeAndre Hopkins. I think they really like Deontay Johnson, I should say. George Pickens as well. You have Calvin Austin III that's apparently lighting it up in camp. You traded for Allen Robinson, who they clearly like a lot. I think they're good with the wide receivers that they got in the building. Personally, I think you can never have too many good wide receivers, and you have the cap space, so I wouldn't mind a move going out and getting D-Hop, but does D-Hop really want to come play for Kenny Pickett, who's not necessarily a proven guy? Not too sure on that. I'm just not sure if this is a fit made in heaven here for either D-Hop or the Steelers, so I don't think it ends up happening. Then you got Young Noticeable 25 here saying, are you worried about D-Hop going to a divisional rival and making the Ratbirds or Bungles a 3-headed monster? And the Browns are actually interested in him as well. And I would be like, I don't think the Bengals are going to go get DeAndre Hopkins, okay? First of all, they don't have the cap space. Second of all, they're about to pay Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, so they don't want to be paying D-Hop, all these different things. I think it's more likely going to be either the Ratbirds, okay, the Ravens, or the Browns, who have Amari Cooper right now, but they don't really have a true solid number 2 option. And, man, that would be tough to stop if they have both of those on their offense, man. I'm very afraid that D-Hop goes somewhere in the AFC North because he's a really good player. In my opinion, he's still a #1 guy on most NFL teams. And if he goes to an AFC North rival, that sucks. So, I mean, if the Steelers just sign D-Hop so he doesn't go to the Ravens or Browns, that's all the better to me, man. Then we got Henry Davids here saying top 5 wide receivers in the AFC North. Pickens has to be in the top 3. So I think there's a real chance he gets into the top 3 there this year. But right now, you look at where it's at right now. Jamar Chase is by far #1 in my opinion. Okay, that's just an objective fact in my opinion. Number 2, T. Higgins, Amari Cooper. It's pretty close there. George Pickens is probably going to slot in there somewhere this year, at least I hope. You kind of hope that the route running, the route tree kind of develops a little bit more. Matt Canada only really ran him on go routes last year. Not a whole lot of depth in his roster or in his reps in his routes last year. Really hope that expands this year. If he does, I think he's actually a pretty darn good route runner. I think he's underrated in that category. I think he can absolutely ascend inside the top 5. Deontay Johnson, I think, is also somebody that gets slept on, even by Steelers fans. Yes, he has some concentration drops in big moments. Yes, sometimes he runs backwards after the catch, which is super frustrating. Yes, he's not the best hands receiver in the world, but he gets open better than just about anybody in the National Football League, and he was a huge help for Kenny Pickett last year. He's got to be in that conversation as well, but I'm really, really excited about George Pickens this season. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's show, man. Really do appreciate everybody that sent in questions. Again, if you want to get a question on next week's show, send in a super thanks. We'll make sure to get your question on there. And also make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you always know when we put out our free videos here on YouTube. All right. That was a good mailbag.
All right.
So we've got a couple. How many? So we got 2 spins of the wheel now. Brian Love came in, Gold Club member, with a $10. And also Daryl Oglesby with a $10 as well.
All right, let's get it.
2 real ones. Appreciate it, guys. Let's spin this wheel. I really hope it doesn't land on Jelly
No
Bean,
whammies,
man.
no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Oh, is it going to be slap?
Oh,
no!
All right.
All right, so we have tortillas here. Chugs is going to slap me here in just a second.
Spin one more time.
No jelly beans. No! No!
Stop!
No!
Let's go! Spam bean!
No!
Everybody spam bean! Sperry bean! Sperry bean! Sperry bean! Let's go!
Are you kidding me? Before the show today, Chugs is like, it's not going to land on there. We're only going to put 1 slot. All right, I'm just going to get this over with. Oh, yeah. All right, so I got the grass one here. All right, so it's a green one. This is not good.
It's definitely bad. There's no good ones.
Yeah, it's definitely bad. So you paid the money. I'm not going to put in a good jelly bean, okay? Like, this is grass, okay? I'm going to do jelly bean first. Oh.
How bad is it?
Tastes like grass. What do you think, man? Ugh.
Oh, God.
That sucks. It's like bitter. It's like really bitter.
All right. Watch your headset so I can get this slap in.
All right, time to get a no. Jesus. All right.
You ready?
Yep. Oh! Double pain. God damn. Oh, man. I got the grass flavor in my mouth. I've got the slap feeling on my face. Not a good. It's a jelly bean, man. It's sticky. It like sticks to your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Gross.
Let me know, where do you think DeAndre Hopkins will sign this year? Let's go.
It's lucky I love you guys, man. You're lucky I love you guys.
Hey, every 10 we're spinning the wheel today.
Hey, every time we could get another jelly bean today. This time make Chugs eat it. Do you have one where you eat a bean?
Yeah, there's a Chugs bean on there.
All right, man. Good Lord. All right, so DeAndre Hopkins here. I think Kansas City, if they can make the cap space here, they're probably the favorite. They don't have a true number one guy. He gets to play for a team that he knows can win a championship. They've won 2 in the last 4. Or is it 2 in the last 3? That's 2 in the last 2 in the last 4, I think.
You're still chewing on that jelly bean.
It's like stuck to one of my teeth, but I don't want to adjust it on camera. That's a good one, Daryl. Good one, Daryl. Same thing with you, Brian. All right, man. By the way, $50. I'm going to lower the price. No.
$30?
$30 super chat, another bean.
Automatic bean.
Automatic bean for $30.
Wow.
What's your price for an automatic bean?
Same.
Okay, $30.
They can choose who they want.
And you can choose who takes the bean. All right. I like that. All right, so we've got another segment coming up for you guys here. We're going to be talking some free agency targets post June 1st. Got some pretty interesting names to talk about here today. All right, man. I'm trying to get this taste out of my mouth.
Daryl says he thinks he's going to sign with Buffalo. I think
that's
Buffalo,
another good option, Daryl. 100%.
which would suck because it's another AFC team. If you're
Same thing with the Chiefs. Like, it's just all these.
If you're the Steelers, you're hoping he signs with the Cowboys.
100%.
Did you see another? Oh no, you ate a.
Yeah, I'm eating a gummy bear, but it's like really old and chewy. So, just give me a second here. We're gonna get to this next segment. Chugs, you want to give out some shout outs?
Let's go. Hey, Thomas, Caleb, they're saying, hey, we got to hit the like button. Brian's saying we only have 66 likes, 85 people watching. Hit the like button.
That's why Brian's in Steelers Talk Gold Club, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's always helping out the channel.
Yeah, Cowboys have more room. Yeah, Tony.
Tony's right. They do have more room.
Best case scenario, you want him going to the NFC. Either, off the top of my head, teams that I think could try
send
to
him
get
away.
him. The Bears, maybe.
The AFC's tough enough as it is. Like, I don't want to face Mahomes with
maybe the Bears,
DeAndre Hopkins in the playoffs.
Cowboys,
Hell no.
Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles is another one.
Those are the only NFC teams that I really.
He's not going to the
sense.
Bears. He's not going to the Bears.
Him and DJ Moore with Justin Fields would be lit.
Yeah, no, but like Fields is not, as much as I love the talent of Justin Fields, he is not proven.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking a huge gamble if you're DeAndre Hopkins if you're going there. Because if he sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he goes to any NFC South teams.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, the thing with wide receiver too is that this is a big year for DeAndre.
Maybe
people think that he's like not as good. Nobody traded for him.
Sneaky team. If you really trying to get him out of the AFC, the Lions.
That would be interesting. I don't know what their cap situation looks like right now.
Him, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Jamison Williams.
Well, Williams is out for the first couple weeks because of the suspension, the betting thing. But yeah, man, that would be dirty as well. And that offense with Ben Johnson, I'm a big Ben Johnson fan, man. He's awesome. But you know, he's gonna be an NFL head coach someday.
Oh yeah. All right, Sperry. Do we have the jelly bean down?
Yeah, it's still like all in my mouth, but like the bean itself is gone. So I guess we're just gonna have to soldier on through here. All right, man. Let's get into
this. You
this.
should have just flicked it out of your teeth.
I'm not gonna
flick the bean.
No way, flick the bean. Yeah, I'm not gonna be flicking my bean on camera here, Chugs.
All right, let's get into this next segment.
All right, let's get into this. What is it? Free agency targets for your Pittsburgh Steelers coming at you right now. What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry. Welcome into Steelers Talk. Today, I'm going to be breaking down my top 8 post-June 1st free agency targets for your Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, post-June 1st is a time where a lot of teams are cutting some pretty big names to save some cap space for the next season. there's some big names that might be coming out here. I'm going to be letting you know which guys the Steelers might be interested here in just a second. But first, make sure you click that subscribe button for wall-to-wall coverage on the black and gold all year round, 100% free here on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Pro Football Focus. They make you pay for their exclusive content. We've got premium content for you here on the channel, 100% free. So click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications as well, so you always know when we put out our free videos here on YouTube. So now, for those of you that don't know, the Steelers just have one spot left to fill on their 90-man roster. Before the start of training camp, whatever, they still have one more spot left to fill. And they've got over $15 million in cap space in order to do it, which is kind of crazy because the Steelers have made some serious additions this year to the roster, some major upgrades, and you're still looking at over $15 million in cap space. That's a testament to how well Omar Khan has managed this roster over his first full season as the general manager of the Steelers. So you take a look at some of the positions that the Steelers could maybe like to add another splash signing here. Inside linebacker is one that I think is something to be looking at. Number 3 running back to go behind Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. And then strong safety is another one that they might be looking at as well. I'm going to be breaking these down individually here. So let's start with inside linebacker, because I think if the Steelers want to make more of a splash, it's going to be inside linebacker, whether that be a trade for Isaiah Simmons, who's not on this list because he's not a free agent. But at the end of the day, the inside linebacker room could add another piece here. You take a look at what they have. Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts and Mark Robinson are all solid pieces. That's a good threesome of guys to get the job done with. But after that, say 2 of these guys get hurt during the season, which is absolutely possible. Are you putting Tanner Muse in there and feeling good about it? I am absolutely not. I would like to add another veteran piece in here to kind of help Mark Robinson along in his development even further. And then also Cole Holcomb has had injury concerns and injury problems throughout his career. I want that safety blanket of another inside linebacker. The 2 best names available, at least in my opinion, on the free agency market at inside linebacker, Kwon Alexander and Rashaan Evans. Kwon Alexander, somebody that came in for a visit to the Pittsburgh Steelers a couple weeks back, has not signed with the team. Presumably something went wrong with the medical check, or maybe he's weighing his options. I don't know what's wrong with the Kwon Alexander situation, but he's good in coverage. I think he'd be a good fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then Rashaan Evans, somebody the Steelers were interested in back a couple years ago. Very athletic guy, has played a lot of football in the National Football League. Somebody that would also be a good fit with the black and gold and Mike Tomlin's defense. So let me know right now, which inside linebacker would you rather sign to a contract? Would you rather go Kwon Alexander? If so, type KA in the comments section. Or if you'd rather go with Rashaan Evans, type RE. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get a chance or whenever YouTube throws an ad break your way, take advantage of that time by answering today's question with a KA or an RE. So now I got a question for you here. Could Pittsburgh consider taking a third running back to go behind Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren? So I think that the combination of Harris and Warren is really, really good. You don't want to mess with that. But I think after them on the depth chart, it's a little bit slim. Anthony McFarland, Jeremy McNichols, Alfonso Graham, all these guys are just, they're fine, they're okay, but there are some pretty good names on the free agency market right now. And with over $15 million in the bank to use on cap this year, I think there's still some pretty darn good names. There's guys like Kareem Hunt still available, somebody that's been a number 1 guy in this league for a long time. Same thing with Ezekiel Elliott. Now, maybe Ezekiel Elliott, somebody you bring in as a fullback, because the Steelers are starting OTAs with Connor Hayward at tight end, not fullback. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what the Steelers do at that position. Ezekiel Elliott, somebody that's a bit thicker, could absolutely be a fullback option for the Steelers. And then our Chiefs guy here at Chat Sports, Harrison Graham, says that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, former first-round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, could be on his way out post-June 1st, because apparently the Chiefs can save quite a bit in cap space, and that running back room is actually getting quite a bit better with Isaiah Pacheco rising to the cream of the crop there in Kansas City. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, somebody that's a first-round pedigree, could be available, might be somebody the Steelers might want to go grab. So I wouldn't mind adding another running back whatsoever, okay? Just why not? You got Najee Harris, you got Jaylen Warren, and Le'Veon Bell, producer Jeremy's put in my ear, Get out of here with the Le'Veon Bell stuff, okay? We're not even going to be talking about Le'Veon Bell. But Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, any one of those three options would be absolutely fantastic. And you could really have a true committee with the Steelers on offense in terms of the run game, which would be something really scary for opposing defenses. All right, guys, go to BetUS. All right, go to chatsports.com/bet to get a 125% deposit bonus when you use promo code Steelers125 with our sponsor here, BetUS. The NBA Finals are just around the corner here, guys. It's going to be the Nuggets versus the Heat. It's going to be a very enticing, very spicy NBA Finals this year. Can't wait to see how it unfolds. And I'm going to be placing a ton of bets this year, man. You should be doing the same if you love sports betting. You can use BetUS, our sportsbook partner. If you put in $100 with BetUS, what that 125% deposit bonus does for you is it gives you an additional $125 to use on your bets. That is an awesome deal if you love sports betting. If you want to bet on the NBA Finals this year, go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Steelers125 to get that 125% deposit bonus. So now let's talk about strong safety. We talked about inside linebacker and running back. Now, strong safety is the least likely option on this list for sure. You signed Keanu Neal to a contract this year to play that Terrell Edmunds type role. And right now you got Minkah Fitzpatrick and DeMonte KZ as your starting safeties, which tells me that the Steelers are going to be playing a ton of two high safety coverages because neither of these guys want to play in the box. KZ's a little bit undersized. Fitzpatrick is somebody that likes to roam deep in the defense to F stuff up. And then you got Keanu Neal, who you signed in free agency, who, has been kind of a floating starter here and there. He's somebody that isn't exactly seen as a bona fide starter in the National Football League, but I liked the signing at the time. And if the Steelers want to roll with Keanu Neal as their true strong safety, I'm 100% okay with that. Okay, last year, 63 tackles and an interception with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think he's a good player, and I think he's going to actually play quite a bit in that three safety package that Mike Tomlin likes to deploy. But, man, there's still some pretty darn good options at strong safety if you want to upgrade from Keanu Neal. Adrian Amos, somebody that's played fantastic football with the Green Bay Packers over the last couple of years. He is still available, and the Steelers definitely have the cap space to secure him. John Johnson III, another free agent that's done it in this league for quite a while. Another guy that the Steelers can consider if they want to upgrade at strong safety. So for the record, I don't think strong safety is going to be the option. I think they signed Keanu Neal for a reason. I think they like him. I think they want him to play this year. I'm just saying that I wouldn't mind adding another veteran DB, particularly one that could play that Terrell Edmunds role like an Amos or a Johnson in the future. So you might have noticed I said top 8 free agency targets at the top of this video, and we've only done 7 so far. So I still have one more to talk with you guys about, and that is DeAndre Hopkins. Now, will this happen? Maybe not, but let me make a case here. The Steelers have the cap space, all right, over $15 million next season. If they wanted to grab Hopkins, they could absolutely do that. Not to mention, they could even add more space. Montravius Adams, somebody that is a very cuttable player, another $2 million could be added by cutting him. If DeAndre Hopkins wants a larger contract, the Steelers are one of those teams that could potentially give it to him. And then also, it would solidify the Steelers as one of, if not the best wide receiver, or one of the best depth charts at the wide receiver position in the game. And then also, the Ravens and the Browns have shown significant interest in Hopkins. And if the Steelers can bring him in just to keep him away from Cleveland and Baltimore, that would be huge for the Steelers moving forward. This is what the hypothetical wide receiver depth chart would look like with DeAndre Hopkins in the fold. You got him at the 1, George Pickens, another tall, athletic beast at your wide receiver 2 position. And then you got one of the best route runners in the National Football League in the slot with Deontay Johnson. And if Hopkins or Pickens gets hurt, you can just move Johnson to the outside. He's good there as well. And then along with that, you got Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin III, very solid depth at the position as well. If you take a look at the totality of the talent in this room, if they make this move, it will likely be a top 3 wide receiver room in the National Football League for Kenny Pickett to utilize. And, we can dream about this scenario, but I just don't think this is something the Steelers are looking to do. I think it would be a baller move for Omar Khan to put the cherry on top of this awesome offseason to sign DeAndre Hopkins to a 1-year deal. But, man, I think that they do like the wide receivers in their room right now with Johnson and Pickens, and Calvin Austin III is doing really well in camp right now. Allen Robinson is being a great mentor to all the young guys in that room as well. Hakeem Butler is another guy that could have a bright future as well. So the Steelers don't need to make this move, which is why I don't think they will make this move. But man, this would be such a baller move from Omar Khan and really put the cherry on top of this amazing offseason that he has had. So what say you here? Should the Steelers target DeAndre Hopkins in NFL free agency? Should they bring him into the fold? Give me a hell yes or a hell no in the comment section. Let me know how you're feeling about the former All-Pro receiver. That's going to be it for today's show, guys. I appreciate all the real ones that stuck around to the end of today's video. Of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. If the Steelers sign a free agent here in the coming days, we are going to have you covered with a breaking news video. You're not going to want to miss that. Click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Oh, man, Austin is in the chat. Steelers Talk legend and Gold Club member. Getting in here with Pat P versus OBJ 2 times a year is going to be lit. And here's the thing, Austin. I think Pat Pete is going to win that. The battle, so to speak. I think that OBJ hasn't played in a year. We saw how bad Deshaun Watson was after taking a year off. I think OBJ might be similar. I don't think he'll be as bad as Watson was last year. He'll still be all right. But you know, it might be Pat Pete versus DeAndre Hopkins because apparently the Ravens are making a big push for Hopkins, which is scaring the living crap out of me. But hey, man, if it comes to that, we're going to take care of business. All right, so $10 super chat. We get a spin of the wheel. Let's see what we got here. Please, not another.
No!
Oh, yes! 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 Thank you, Austin. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, all right, I did pick mine. Rad Swag, what's up, my man? Rad Swag hasn't been here in a month or two. Welcome back, my friend. It's good to see you. Hope you'll stick around. Chugs is currently looking at the box to see which one is which. Don't pick a good one. Should he go for the vomit? Should he go for the vomit? So I see Chris with an idea here. He says, you should bring in Hopkins, cut Gunnar Olszewski. I like that move. You save $2 million with that move. You still have money to make another move. I wouldn't mind that at all. Okay, so what is this one? Dirt?
It's either dirt or sausage.
All right. Austin, you paid for it. Here we go.
I can't smell it, so I don't know.
What's it taste like? Oh, are you good? Oh. Oh, you good, my man?
Sausage.
It was sausage. Oh. Jugs almost threw up live on camera here, man. Oh, that's nasty. All right, man. We're gonna put a shot clock on here. We're gonna go. What should we say? 2 minutes? Yeah. 1 minute shot clock for any super chats. $10. We'll spin the wheel again. JD, love the channel. Love you, man. Appreciate you stopping by today. Oh, man. Good Lord. Those don't taste good at all.
No.
It's funny, though, because Chugs ate it, and he took a while to figure out what it was.
Dude.
And then it just, like, hit
It's
you.
weird.
Tell me about it.
So whenever you chew it, at first it's, like, very subtle, and then once you chew it, like, 2 or 3 times, the flavor goes everywhere.
Oh.
So I chewed it, like, once or twice, and I was like, it's very, like, vague.
Yeah.
Third or fourth.
Because you were making a face, so I was like, I don't know what the heck this is.
Yeah, because I didn't know what. I was like, could this still be dirt?
I mean, I had grass today. I can still taste it. Like, I've had multiple gummy bears at this point, water. I don't think it's going to go away, man. Brian Love coming in here right at the buzzer with another 10. This is going to be the last spin of the day today, guys. But I appreciate all the support.
Unless we get another one right as we're spinning it.
Yeah, if we get it while we're spinning it, then fine. But, man, so he actually sent in a message here. He says, I'm giving the tight end room a shout out. Imagine the potential of these guys blocking downfield for each other. Scary. I agree. I mean, Darnell Washington coming in here, oh my goodness. He's going to be a top 5 blocking tight end from day one. And if he turns into a great receiver, you got Washington and Freiermuth, who's arguably a top 5 receiving tight end in the league right now. So here we go, Brian. Chug speed! Chug speed!
Go, 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 go!
Oh,
all right.
So close.
Oh, God.
All right, so how long do I have to do jumping jacks for?
All right, while you answer this next super chat, go ahead.
All right. So we got one from Shane Appis here. He says, cheers to hopeful seasons and defenses similar to the 2008 and 2011 defense. I absolutely agree, Shane. I think this defense is going to be elite with Patrick Peterson, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, and Cam Hayward, along with all the rookies that they got in here. I think Mike Tomlin is going to absolutely crush it this year, along with Terrell Austin, the defensive coordinator. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I appreciate the $5 super chat. And you know what that means, Chugs? Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Woo! All right.
Woo!
Don't forget to subscribe. Live shows every week. Daily shows on your Pittsburgh Steelers. Sperry's knocking it out of the park.
We're doing a great job here at Steelers Talk, man. Really do appreciate all the support, all the real ones that are in the chat. Stay to the very end. We actually have some Twitter shout-outs I want to give out real fast.
Go for it.
All right, so we got, let me see here. I want to shout out Jack Washington, Chase Walter, and Damon for following me on Twitter this week. Really do appreciate you guys, and I'm going to see who actually shared this video today. Shout out to Alex Mannerful, Cassie Voth, and that's it. Appreciate everybody for the support. That's going to be it for today's live show, man. We have them every single week, so like Chuck said, subscribe, turn on your notifications. We got them every single week. That's going to be it for me and Chugs today, Steeler Nation. We will see you guys later. Peace.